Hi, I'm Jeff Nixon. Welcome to Stoneybrook Golf Club in Estero, Florida. I'm here today with my prize student, Zachary Hammerberg. Zach's a PGA member, trying to make it to the PGA Championship someday. And we've been working for, about 18 months, buddy?
Yeah,
about 18 months. And Zach's a very talented athlete, good player, creates a lot of speed, drives over 300, irons are some of the longest I've seen. But one of the things we work on is trying to keep him from having his hip rotation not be where it needs to be. Zach tends to let the hips go out a little bit and get out here and kind of what George Ganekis would refer to as goat humping, or moving the hips out towards the ball. Yeah, that happens sometimes with Zach, and that's when he kind of loses shots, especially with the shorter irons. He'll tend to get out here, the hips will go out and the club will work out and over and close, and he'll hit pull hooks or pulls with his short irons. He's been known to miss a green with a pitching wedge every once in a while. And for a player of his ability, that's not so great. So we want to try to get away from that. So we've worked over the years on a feet together drill, and a lot of golf pros use a feet together drill. It was introduced to me by one of the probably least known geniuses of golf, a guy by the name of Norman Head. You might have heard of him, you might not. You might have heard of Kenny Perry. He taught Kenny Perry. So Norman taught me when I was a kid, and then I took some of his teaching and have applied it into my teaching over the last 25 plus years. And one of the drills Norman did was feet together. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our feet just ever so close together as we can, and we're just going to make some small swings while we maintain our balance. And what we're trying to do here is get a good feeling of release, and also make sure that we're not getting our hips to exit this way, like Elvis. Hey, baby, you don't want any of this. We don't want the hips going that way. We want the hips to go round and turn to the left. So let's see a couple of those, Zach. Good. See it again. Now you even see with his feet together, his hips wanting to go towards the ball just a little bit. But this is a good drill to kind of work that out. Norman used to say to me, I want you to do this for a month. I don't want you to play golf. I want you just to hit 8 irons on the range until you get a feel for this position, till you get a feel for this here. At a time when guys like Jimmy Ballard and others were calling for big movements off the golf ball, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally, but it all depends on the golfer. Norman was talking a lot about what is being talked about today with ground force. Sam Snead, he would have pictures of Sam Snead at impact where Snead was like this. Notice how my foot isn't even off the ground. Davis Love does this, and it was in the same tree, family tree of Davis Love. I think Norman had done some work with Davis at one time, and we saw that motion and how it created speed and accuracy. Kenny Perry is a prime example. Kenny's in his mid-50s. He still hits it 300 yards. Fairly an effortless swing. You're talking a guy who's one step away from the Hall of Fame, loses the Masters coming down the stretch, and lost the PGA in a playoff. Lost the Masters and the PGA in a playoff. Won multiple times on tour, and he's had a successful Champions Tour career. So there's a lot of good in this motion, in this drill. This is a good drill for you 18 handicaps as well, because what it's going to teach you is it's going to teach you that release point. Even if you can't move your hips, you're going to get a better feel for release. Down in here, you're going to be able to get better feel for turn. And as you see Zach, you can actually hit that pretty good, can't you, buddy? I want to show something here. Talk a little bit about what our body's doing in lower body in motion as we come down and through. We want to be soft. We want these legs to be soft. So many times I see high handicaps and amateurs, either A, they don't move their body at all and they just go floop like this, or B, they try to move their body and they slide ahead, or they got that hip coming out, early hip extension out here, and they're all over the place. So if we're trying to create an inverted circle, or a circle, coming down like this on this plane, the way we have to do that is we have to limit the number of motions we have going back and through. Everybody's got a little bit different physique and they're going to do different things. But we want to try to create as close as we can an on-plane golf swing. And I think that's most important. And whether it's an on-plane golf swing that sees our hips turn, get out of the way and brings it down, or even if it's an on-plane golf swing where we're here and we're able to let the arms do some of the work more, either or. I just want to see it on plane. I don't want a lot of wasted motions here, here, and here. One of the things that we worked on with Zack was, go ahead and go to the top, buddy, is getting him in this good position here. You know, this is really good, I think. And from here, he's able to maintain that same kind of plane, come down, shallowing the club out, and then going through to his finish. Now you notice how when Zack makes that finish, he doesn't flip that hand. We don't see this kind of action. You know, Zack's a high-level player. We're not going to see that kind of release. This is more of a circular motion. But it's okay if you're an 18 handicap who's 65 years old and you're trying to create some speed, to have a little bit of release here, to use your arms and body in there. But for the higher level players, this is where we want to be. The release is actually here, boom, to the top. It's going to limit his knee motion. But we're just trying to create a motion with a shipping where it's just here and here, here and here. We're not really getting a lot of this going, because what happens is that little motion goes to a bigger motion, and guess what? We got this going. Okay, so that's why we work feet together. We're trying to limit the motion and just see the hip swivel and turn. Okay, you ready? Okay. There you go. A little better. See, Zack's been struggling a little bit. He sent me some videos this week, and one of the things I saw was a lot of this, and I didn't see, like, when he goes through, I'm looking for those two butt cheeks. I want to see those on the finish, and I'm seeing like a cheek and a half. So, you know, I'm not really seeing what I want to see there. So we're trying to like limit that knee moving around and then create a better swing. And there it was. Now see, look there. See these? I can see both these right there. That's what I want to see. I want to see that gluteus maximus at the finish, fully out there. I don't want to see this. And I got maybe a half a cheek in frame. I don't see both of them in there, both of them to the left side, creating a good swing. Now, a lot of you might be seeing this video that are professionals and saying, hey, what's going on with Zack's head? It does move a little bit, but that's kind of his trigger. Also, Zack does some chiropractic work, right, buddy? Got some limitations in the shoulder. You know, you'll see a little bit of this, and then an impact, if you slow it down, you'll see a little bit of that. We're working to get that to be better. It's an issue that's beyond my control a little bit. It's more in the eyes of when he goes to his chiropractor, he gets his neck in a good position, and then we're able to see a little bit more stability in the neck. I know some of the videos he sent me last week, and he can tell you, my reaction is, when's the last time you saw your chiropractor? Because I can see this at impact. He's like, almost like trying to take a nap right here on his shoulder in this impact position. Right, bud? Yeah. All right, let's hit a couple more. I want you to notice here in the video too, notice Zack's backswing position, how good it is. You know, he gets in a really good position. We've worked really hard on getting to this better position. And then see the finish. He's through onto his left side and got both butt cheeks faced. So in a really good position there. This is a good golf swing. He creates a lot of speed with it. There's a lot of motion and speed. Sometimes he gets a little fast. We worked on some drills to get him a little slower in his setup. And get him in a better position there. You see that head just do that little bit of motion as it goes back. That was much better though. You know, we're gonna see that. I mean, everybody's got a little bit of a quirky thing that they do to start for the most part. Nobody's perfect. And you got, you know, I think to me, you gotta learn to work around those things. This is something we've worked around with Zack. You know, he's shot some good numbers. Struggling a little bit lately, but he's working through that, working to get in better positions, working to get those knees to stable out a little bit. And some of it is the fact that he hasn't seen his chiropractor lately. I think if you're going to play golf at a really high level, you've got to include some kind of TPI program, seeing someone with that, or going to a chiropractor, or maybe both. I mean, to practice at the level that you need to practice to play on the tour or even be a competitive PGA club professional, you're going to have to hit a lot of balls. You're going to have to work at it pretty hard. So you're going to do some strain and tear to your body. And you also need to get your physicality up. I mean, in the last 20 years, golf has seen a huge change in the physique of the golfer. Obviously, you look at Brooks Koepka. I mean, Brooks Koepka is this guy who looks like a middle linebacker for the Giants. I mean, he's a big guy. He does a lot of working out, a lot of lifting. He talked about the day before he played in the final of the PGA Championship, he did a full body workout where he did squats and he did bench and he did everything. I mean, that was unheard of before Tiger Woods. But now we're seeing these athletes play golf. So if you're going to compete at that level, you have to be in some kind of conditioning program, whether it be flexibility, whether it be strength, whatever it is. Zach, that was a good swing, buddy. I feel better? Yeah, I mean, I just think about like when you're chipping, the way those knees, we want to keep those knees kind of nice and steady, and we're getting here in a good position. You know, one other thing that we've worked on pretty hard over the last 18 months would be, Zach would have a tendency to have the club come out here a little bit more than needed. And we worked really hard on making sure that we get it, you know, go back, bud, here, see that grip down, and then into this position with a full shoulder turn. Now here's the thing I see a lot of 18 handicaps do. They get to that position, they think, I got to get to here. I got to get up here. So their spine angle goes from where? From here up, and they go over here to the left. So they, well, in other words, they get here, and that, I can feel my back, that's as far as I can go right there. So if I want to go back here, I got to take my spine and I got to go like this, up. And when I do that, when I go up, I go over. So I get over here on my left. The most common thing I've seen over 25 years in golf is a reverse pivot. And a reverse pivot being this. Here, okay, I saw that guy on TV, or girl on TV, she got to here, he got to here. I got to get there. Oh wait, I'm on my left side. To get back to the ball, physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Here, equal and opposite reaction backwards. Boom, this is where they're hitting the ball. So in other words, their engine, to propel their rocket, it's slowing down. It's minimizing. The face, the club face, and let's use one of these faces to kind of explain it. That face, it's not coming in square. It's coming in either here or it's bottoming out here because I reversed back and now I can't get to where I need to be. I think majority of people playing golf, if they kept their swing within their spine angle, would hit the ball so much better, it would be unbelievable. All right, Zach, let's hit a couple more balls. Okay, Zach, let's do a checklist on the setup, make sure we're in a good setup position. Okay. Good, good, good. Where's your weight in your feet? About right here?
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's where you want to be. Now from there, go ahead and make a good swing. Decent. If you notice a little bit of this, just a little bit. So the more he works on feet together, the more he's going to be able to control this happening. The other thing I think happens to a lot of younger golfers, juniors, and then college players and young professionals is, you know, they're trying to maximize their distance. Obviously, that's what you want to do. But they try to maximize their distance from the first move from the top is here, rushed, hip goes out, club comes over. You see a lot of that with even some of the top juniors. You'll see that they try to create more speed and they'll get that extension on the hip going towards the ball. Not bad. Just a little bit of that. Not bad. How'd that feel?
It's all right.
All right, a little bit on the toe, right?
Yeah, it saw like my left foot came out.
Yeah.
So that's one of my limitations. If I do rotate correctly at that speed, my left foot it just can't stay there, it has to move.
Well, there's a lot of guys making a lot of money whose foot goes like this.
Yeah.
So you can be okay with that. As long as you can do it within balance, and it's not affecting the club face. Remember, the most important thing you got going is his face and how this face makes contact with the ball. That's the most important thing we got going. How we're going to propel our rocket. How is he going to get that ball to go 300 yards? He's going to try to hit it here in the center of the face. If you hit it here, you're not going to get 300 yards. You hit it here, you're not going to get 300 yards. You're going to return that face. Now go ahead and set up, Zach. See where that, we want that face to come right back in here to hit it right there in the center. Center of the face. Center contact. No matter how much speed you have, it doesn't matter unless you got center face contact. Center of face. This is something we're losing a little bit, I think, in our profession, is talking about hitting it square in the face. We're so absorbed with what we're doing in the swing, and we're not thinking about where our face is and where we're striking it. I think we lose that sometimes in golf. You're not smiling very much today, buddy.
Well, that's a grind.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yes, a grind.
Yeah.
Lost yesterday, so it kind of left a bitter taste on my mouth a little bit.
Well, you're carrying that around with you. You know what I always tell you? What do the best players in the world do?
They forget about it.
Right. Tiger Woods, you ask him, how do you make 8 on that one hole? He goes, I made an 8. You can't carry it with you. When you're a better player, you got to be able to leave it behind you and just keep moving forward. Believe in what you're doing, believe in what your swing is doing, and believe what's happening. Okay, so a little bit here, and a little bit over.
Yep.
Bobby, come here for a second, would you? Bobby Conway, my assistant. Nice and easy, swing it back to the top. All right, now swing it down. Don't let his leg go. All right, so that's kind of what I want to see. Let's see that now. Make sure you keep that left leg kind of a little bit of bend, there. All right, here we go. All right, so you're gonna flip it because he feels like he can't control it. Let's do it again. Soft on the left leg. Keep those legs soft. There you go. That's better contact. Now one more. Soften those legs up. Soften up your body. Can't have a lot of tension. Soften it up. Good square contact in the middle of the face. There you go. All right. See? A little better, right?
Yeah.
All right, now let's do it without Bobby there. All right, we're going to send our rocket ship out. We're going to use our body engine to do it. That's pretty good right there. And see how the hip didn't move as much that way, and he got both cheeks to the target. Way better. Way better. See, anytime I know Zach tells me he's struggling, I know it's got something to do either with the knees or the legs or this action, or he's getting the club to work out a little bit more. These are all things we've kind of worked on over the last 18 months to get him in a better position. Kind of try to simplify his golf swing. Right, bud? Perfect. Good one to end on.